I would like to ask from Ms. Vera Giannakitsa to come to the podium to present her topic, the impact of nutrition on cognitive performance in indoor work environments. Ms. Vera Giannakitsa is a dietitian and nutritionist based in Athens. She is the owner of the multiple times awarded Nutriology Dietetics office established in 2020. She holds a degree from the Hellenic Mediterranean University of Crete and a master's degree from the Medical School of the National Capodistrian University of Athens. She is currently training in psychology and systemic arts and psychotherapy with an interest in nutrition-related behavior. Ms. Giannakitsa, the floor is yours.
About 2,000 years ago, Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. But unfortunately, this didn't go very well. That's why I think we're here today to see how nutrition affects our cognitive performance at work. So let's see. Specifically, in indoor work environments. Let's combine nutrition, indoor work environment, and cognition. Many factors can affect our mental performance at work. Such as regarding building conditions, we refer to air quality, as already many speakers mentioned before me, thermal comfort, and lighting and space. Regarding now human biology, though, we have nutrition and hydration and energy regulation. These are really important. So let's see. Let's see why indoor environment really matters. It's because it can really affect our mental well-being and our productivity and our cognitive performance. Most of us working about at least 8 hours per day. So there are specific key factors that shape our cognitive performance at work. And these are, as we already said, regarding work environment, indoor work environment, air quality such as particulate matter, carbon dioxide, volatile organic compounds, and a high concentration of this is really affected in a negative way. And as I also mentioned before, temperature, space, etc. So let's see about nutrition and biology. Meal composition is really essential because some meals are of a high glycemic load, and this will cause an energy spike in our blood, and this will not be effective in a positive way in work. So also hydration status and blood glucose stability are really important. I will analyze more of it in a minute. And finally, meal timing and the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is like a 24-hour internal clock in our organism and can regulate our metabolism, our digestion, and our effectiveness generally. The brain. It constitutes about 2% of our body, but it also consumes about 20% of our daily energy. So it's really important to see how we can contribute to make our brain be more effective during specifically the working hours. We'll see. It's really important because it is to supply energy to our brain and oxygen. Meal planning. Let's see about this, but I think I will analyze in the upcoming slides more. Food quality is really important. I want to use an example that I wrote because I can't remember in the specific way that I want to tell to you. When we eat balanced meals, we have blood sugar rises slowly. The pancreas releases just enough insulin to unlock the cells, allowing glucose to enter and provide a steady stream of energy, so we're okay. However, if a meal is of a high glycemic load or is ultra-processed, like all our favorites, unfortunately, it causes a sudden blood sugar rise, and then the pancreas panics and says, what is going on? So it floods the body with too much insulin, and this forces glucose out of the blood too fast. So causing the sugar crash, which leads to fatigue and poor focused work. So it's really not efficient. As I saw it, and we have an energy crash, we might have fatigue and sleepiness during the day. But what we can do, if we choose a balanced meal with quality carbohydrates, meaning whole grain cereals or whole grain bread, and plus with protein and healthy fat, we will have a really steady glucose in our blood and will be more effective, and our brain will work properly. Do I forget something? Also, did you think so that we contain fiber in our meals? And yesterday's results to more stable energy. This is what I told you before. Because if we focus on this is a really rapid glucose rise in our blood with the orange color, and this is what is a more steady and more stable rise, and it helps us a lot. So let's see. As I mentioned before, indoor quality really affects our eating patterns. It's the one affects the other, and if there are many environmental stressors, if air quality is poor, if there is a thermal discomfort, we feel really warm in a place, etc., we will not be very effective, and we will not feel very concentrated in our work. So it is important to find a way, both by building conditions and by nutrition, for example, to really fix this problem. Hydration is really important. If we think our brain like a smartphone, even if the battery is fully charged, it will not work properly. So we need maybe the signal, the network signal is really weak. So we have to hydrate ourselves. Let's say the signal is our hydration. So we should hydrate ourselves enough in order to be more effective. But I think that many clients in my office, they say that, okay, I forget to drink water during the day, I do not prepare my meals from the previous day in order to choose them during my working hours. So it begins also with this. But in the companies, there aren't many visible spots to choose water. So maybe we can just, I forgot it as well now. Maybe we can just keep water in more visible spots and normalize some short hydration breaks. I know that we tend to prioritize our work, and but we do not consider that our work will be more efficient if we all thank you so much. If we really take care of ourselves more. And of course we tend to choose caffeine instead of water. This is a fact. Many neurotransmitters are really important and help our better function during work, such as amino acids like serotonin, because we will be in a better mood this way, and dopamine. And then there are not only macronutrients are important, like carbohydrates, protein, and fat, but also micronutrients like vitamins. For example, B vitamins really help the brain work better. Iron, because it helping to transfer oxygen into our brain, then we will be better. And as I mentioned before, balanced meals with all the macronutrients, micronutrients, and of course water. So, okay, as we said before, circadian rhythm is really important. So it will not be very effective if we don't eat the whole day, and the evening comes, we tend to consume whatever we find in front of us, unfortunately. So if we choose something in the morning, healthy breakfast, and then at midday we have our lunch. What am I saying now? We tend to forget even our breaks at work, but okay, let's try not to. And then in the afternoon, a small snack. We will not reach the end of the day and be already exhausted. So the aim is to maintain stable energy throughout our work day. Be less reactive snacking, such as chocolate pastry, all these delicious choices. I know that they will cause an energy spike like this, and then we'll be like this the whole day. And finally, better sleep-wake alignment. So it is really important to maintain this combination, environment and cognition, to try to avoid stress and fatigue at work, which is okay, sometimes inevitable, but let's do the best we can by this way. I also make an example, workday nutrition plan for a shift 9 to 5. I think it's the most usual. There are, of course, other shifts. Some people work at nights. But this, I think, is an example to have many meals during the day, not many hours passed without eating anything. And for example, we can eat our breakfast before going to work in order to be more productive already. And to take our breakfast, I think, in a quiet place, not in the anxious mood that many workplaces have. And then we can drink a glass of water 1 or 2 hours later. Also, I would recommend a glass of water with our breakfast, though. Then we can have our lunch, but so we can have breaks without eating something 2 to 4 hours. I think this is the most efficient. Then our snack, and don't forget to be hydrated also before leaving from work, because some people they have many hours passed before they got home. Many hours passed, so sometimes maybe 1 hour or 2 in the transport. So it's essential to be hydrated and eat something maybe. We can also, as I referred to before, cognitive friendly. Let's try to make this. Let's see if I forgot something to mention here. I didn't mention snack ideas, which is, we tend to forget this one, mostly. We can take with us some fruit and nuts, so we combine carbohydrates and healthy fats, which is the best one in order to be full for a longer time, not just carbohydrates. And another example, okay, is yogurt and berries, meaning protein and carbohydrates. Generally, I should recommend to avoid very heavy meals, and sugar-only snacks are favored, as I said before. So, apart from nutrition, as we mentioned before, the water points is essential to be visible because it's really easy to forget something. Healthy snacks maybe companies provide to us, but it is another topic. And clear refilling break cues. And as for during meetings, we can have some scheduled breaks, avoid to not eat something for many hours, and generally try to maintain a balanced catering. I think that we already looked to this. So thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Giannakitsa. Do we have a question? Oh, we do.
Thank you for your presentation, and I think it goes to the point, because if we want to understand what Hippocrates said, we have to see the whole system, the building, the air, and also the nutrition. But my question is, I hear every day about fasting, And it is exactly the opposite. So, you as an expert, I want you to explain, is fasting good? Is it harm? It is bad for me? What?
Certainly it's not bad, but I would recommend it only in the evening. So avoid to use fasting during working hours because you will not be very productive if you do not provide your organism with essential micronutrients and, as I mentioned before, and macronutrients during the time that you need them the most. So if it's throughout your sleep, these hours, and a few hours before, it's okay. But just try to avoid in your workplace, for example.
But I hear for 48 hours of fasting, 72 hours of fasting, this is harmful?
Okay. Yeah, because you will have maybe a... Sorry? Yeah, okay. So let me think about it. I think that after a while you will be tired because if you if you apply for a long time, for the reason I mentioned before, I haven't heard, to be honest, that there is this diet, let's say, for only 2 hours. I'll share so because, okay, it's really, this fasting, haven't you even tried yet?
Of course not.
Okay, because,
In 2 hours.
because brain needs some ingredients in order to work properly, so you will deprive yourself from glucose, and how many times it will be, proper function only with ketones, maybe, because there's a certain mechanism that I think it's an during fasting.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Any other question for Ms. Giannakitsa? Thank you very much.